The Jiggy Show, where jiggy people do jiggy things.
This is the Jiggy Show, episode 4. I got my favorite people back. And for those that have seen it and watched it, this is the ladies came in for the first episode for the men ain't shit. And the fellas, hella down for the fellas, for the white women ain't shit. Mm-hmm. And I had to bring them back because at the end of the day, it's not about who ain't shit. It's about finding the solution. And welcome back, guys.
How you doing?
Thanks for having us.
Of course. So how's it been?
Hey.
How's it been for the past 2 weeks? Has it been 2 weeks since I see y'all?
Yeah, 2 weeks.
Yeah?
2 weeks, yeah.
So have you been running to some more ain't shitness?
Duh.
Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit.
A little bit. So it hasn't gotten better.
No, I don't think so.
Why? What happened? Oscar, you always got something to say. Talk to me.
No, I mean, to be real, man.
Well,
you know what I mean? I'm sitting next to my brother Akil,
Okay.
and you know, Brie, y'all are both beautiful women, but if anything, watching them just solidified why women ain't shit. So, I just gonna be real. You know, I watched the video, with an open mind, thinking that, hey, maybe men are the problem, but we're not.
Oh,
we're not.
Okay,
we're not.
Talk to me.
You're contradicting what you said in your own video because you said y'all ain't shit.
Well, I thought so, but then I realized that
I
thought about it.
Hey, you get more information, you can change your opinion.
Yeah, but I just realized
what
we are
information.
Hold on, guys. All right, we gotta listen to each other.
Men are shit. We just misunderstood, and
Word.
I think.
I've been preaching that.
You know what I'm saying?
Come on, Weezy.
Come on, I think I like what you did there. I think listening to Brother Akil spill his heart, talk all that stuff,
and we just ain't shit. Okay.
I mean, I'm not gonna say it again, but but it did put things in perspective. But at the same time, I do feel that everything we as men said on the last episode stood fully.
Word, it's firm. Do you ladies agree with that? Oh,
I'm shit. I don't know what you talking about. I ain't shit.
I heard Britt said she got the smoke today. I'm gonna just leave
I
it at
do
that.
got. Come on, we all got the smoke.
Spill it out. What's going on?
Want the smoke?
Spill it out. What's going on?
There's never going to be a solution if we're just going to be real honest. There's not going to be a solution ever because there's always going to be that one ancient ass person that somebody's trying to follow. It's a domino effect. So
You think so?
Yep.
You don't think y'all as women could just say, "Hey, we're wrong.
You don't
we
think
need to
y'all
step
as
up"?
men could just say, "You're wrong"? I don't understand. Are we the only ones wrong all the time, or are you
why
guys
is it all
wrong?
on the women? Because y'all openly admitted there are niggas that ain't shit, so I'm confused.
But a slight minority. You know what I mean?
But the bigger population is within women. That's what you're saying.
Well, I'm saying the general
to the trap.
right. It's
Nah, don't try to help him, brother.
brother Akil understands what I'm talking. You know where I'm coming from. So you wanna.
Yeah, take over because.
But me and Akil are team, so I'm just not gonna. It'd be selfish.
Tag.
You know what? Let's tag. Here, tag.
Okay, what you gotta say?
So I get it. You feel as though there's not a solution, and the ratio may be more skewed towards men. Is that a correct statement?
Absolutely, because y'all ain't shit.
Okay.
That's 1, 2.
I don't think it's more towards the left or the right.
It's 50-50.
In a sense, yes.
So it's down the middle. So if it's down the middle, why do we struggle to find a compromise in some cases?
My brother, preach.
You see what I'm saying?
My brother,
You have a
preach.
tone of voice right now. They're trying to trick us.
I'm not trying to trick you. You feel as though we aren't shit. She says it's 50-50. But at the same time, we gotta decide, like I said before, set these expectations. What are you looking for?
Did I not say
ladies.
that?
Yeah,
Did
but
I
we
not
already
say
said that.
But I feel like
So-
Brother Akil.
right.
I feel like these women,
It's like no
you can set the
expectations.
expectations,
Right.
But we can have this conversation. You and me will have a common understanding.
Okay.
So it's hard to understand.
I think so.
Why? Why is there
and I think that's the
But
question.
you just got done saying that men are misunderstood.
Because we can't understand y'all. So I think the problem is, we can set these expectations. Will you fulfill these expectations on your end, or will you switch it up, leaving us?
It depends on the person. Oh, is that? I'm sorry.
Sound effects. Sound effects. We don't know where they came from. They came from sound effects. But yeah, nah. So all right. So what about the expectations though? what my whole thing is like, what I don't understand is like, why are we setting expectations? Like, I feel like men and women.
So no expectations.
No. That's not what I'm saying.
We're all going down.
That's not what I'm saying. The expectation, I feel like that it takes time within the expectations. I feel like now, currently, especially today's age, 2018, people are like expecting like to get married tomorrow type shit. And like y'all don't give enough time for each other to get to know each other and actually like dissect each other and be like, can I really deal with this person for a long time?
Forever.
Yeah, that's my thing. So like that's why I feel like the expectation is skewed.
I agree completely.
So men ain't shit because they don't want to get married quick. That's what you're saying?
I feel like you shouldn't get married.
Wait, what? I didn't hear that at all.
Like, no, you're saying because you set the expectation high, like you want to get married quick, but like that's not really I feel like women that I know, their expectation is like keep it 100, be honest, be straight up. Be consistent, you know.
That shouldn't be an expectation.
That should be an expectation.
That's an expectation across the board.
I feel like the prerequisite, not an expectation.
But when we say expectations as far as keeping it 100, this, that, and the other. So let me break down this process.
Break it down, bro.
Okay. So either of you meet a dude, right? You hit it off. You cool. You kicking it, right? Mm-hmm. So at what point do you say, okay, let's be something serious?
They said 6 months. I saw the episode. They said 6 months.
He was pushing for a number. We said there was no.
There's not a set number.
So what is the criteria? Not a number.
Whatever feels right.
So what is the criteria?
So we said if we had to put a timetable on it, for argument's sake, it would be 6 months.
Okay.
How do you feel? Do you think 6
but
months?
I feel like some people fall faster than the other, and sometimes it's the guy and the girl. They both fall at the same time, so it's quicker than 6 months. You can't really put a time. It depends on the people and how they're vibing.
Right. On it either. It's something that has to feel right between.
Exactly. I don't put no time limit.
But you did say when you were
what did I say?
You said you're 2 years. He's my boyfriend. Doesn't matter.
Well, duh.
But so there is. But like there is a timetable.
But I'm saying, if you're gonna hang out with the same person for 2 years and y'all are doing everything,
He asked specifically though the talking phase.
Yeah.
Okay. To be fair. Okay.
All right, but like
that's fine. He has our whole thing memorized. It's like written.
But like
you did say 2 years, and I didn't agree or
then
disagree.
You're my boyfriend.
She said she wasn't talking to nobody for 2 years. Like at that point, something should be established.
Exactly. We're not about to talk for 2 years. That is what I said. If we're doing that for 2 years and we're doing everything, we're out of the talking phase. We just gradually just move. Like we don't have to talk about it.
Right. All right. So like, what is the talking phase though? Like, don't mean to cut you off. What is the talking phase?
You're fine.
Like, how long is a talking phase though? Like, cause like 2 years is clearly too long. 6 months is clearly too short.
No time.
We didn't say it was too long or too short.
You gotta meet the criteria of that person. Whether you like, if you don't like, okay, do I want to deal with this person today? Nah, let me go do something else. You know what I'm saying? So once you get to that point, it's like, maybe this shouldn't happen like that.
And that's what goes back to saying, like, it depends.
Okay.
You and that person that you're dealing with at the time.
Okay.
It could be 6 months with this person. It could be 3 months with the other person. If y'all vibing that good, like, it may not have to be that long.
So at what point is most susceptible to ain't shitness? Is it the talking phase or is it sometime after that?
I feel like
that's a great question. I like that.
I feel like that depends on the person too, because sometimes they ain't shit like right off the bat. And then sometimes
you let that shit slide though?
But sometimes it depends on what we're talking about. Ain't shit like.
So there ain't shit criteria.
There's levels to the ain't shit. No, but seriously, there are some come on, y'all. There's levels to ain't shit. Like some stuff you can come back from. You can be like, don't ever do that shit again. And be like, all right, I see that how that made you feel. I didn't like how that made you feel. I won't do that again. We talked
about that in the first episodes where niggas will purposely test waters to see what they can
get away with. Hello.
Is this a fact, fellas? Is this a fact? Y'all look.
I mean, I don't jump in the beach without dipping my toe in it. So
that water might be cold.
Yeah, the water might be cold. So I don't
test it out.
I don't.
You gotta press a button.
I don't think it's testing the waters. Right? What?
Basically.
No. Whoa. No, you're not right.
No, you're not right because different women react differently.
Yeah.
So you might could get away with something with like something small, and that same girl, the first girl number one, something small. She might be ready to cut your head off.
But
girl number two, she might talk to you.
Y'all still be testing waters with the fuckboy shit.
I would say y'all or is it both?
But let's get this out the way. What is a fuckboy? because.
What are we doing?
Yeah, like what? No, because like you know what I mean. Like what is a
that.
fuck? Because we're talking about you know there's some fuckboy levels.
Word.
But like
Keep going.
what are the levels and what is a fuckboy?
Word.
So I
Keep going.
feel like a fuckboy, like to me, like in the talking phase, right? When I go to talk with, like when I start to talk to someone, I don't think that they're not talking to anyone else. But if we get to a point where it's like, okay, where we're getting a little more serious, you know, and I personally will be like, okay, well, like, I don't want you messing around with other people, or like, I won't mess around with other people. Are you cool with that? Like, it's an agreement. If you agree, like, yeah, I don't want to talk to any other people either, and I find out you're still fucking around with other people, you're a fuckboy. Like, don't fuck around. What'd you say?
You said that fuckboy strong.
Yeah, I did. You gotta make sure I
fuckboy.
see you so I can hear
Oh,
you.
okay. Yes,
Let him know. Let him know.
But that goes back to what we were saying, where certain things need to be established early on in the talking phase and later on in the talk, like throughout it. Like
Word.
y'all should have
It's
that
not
open line
close.
of communication and make sure you're on the same page.
Girl, we gotta break
'Cause-
everything down for men.
Shit gets misconstrued, niggas get comfortable, females get comfortable. I
Word.
won't keep it one-sided. This is for both sides. And that's when testing waters ends up becoming habits because, oh, I got away with it the first time. Maybe I can do it again.
So
What you side-eyeing? You got
I was
something
listening to you. I was listening to you. You're having a conversation. I'm trying to be polite and look at you while you're talking.
I
thinking.
It was acknowledging.
say.
It was acknowledging your presence. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Now you gotta turn your whole head.
Oh, should I do this?
Yes.
Break my neck?
Yes.
Oh,
You
this is
looked at him.
I was like, no. You both are looking at the. I said
Like,
this.
he's looking
Hey,
like,
they
I said. No, I said.
No, we're not.
I said you.
All right, fellas, do you agree with that though? Do you think we purposely are known to
purposely
press?
test
He said
waters?
that, though.
Huh?
He said
Oh, who he vouched for? Word.
Me?
Damn,
Yeah,
Austin.
at the beginning.
And you're right. I changed my opinion in 2 weeks because.
fuckboy shit.
That's new information.
That's new information because like you have the right to change your mind at any point, and I think if I do change my mind, I don't think that makes me a fuckboy. I think it makes me a man that's looking at different options. So if you say, hey, I want to take this next step, and initially I'm like, yeah, I'm with it, but then I'm not, why am I going to be held by this
So
contract?
let her know. Don't just be out here being.
Actions speak louder than words.
No,
I think if I'm hanging out with
communicate that.
but we are communicating.
Then you're
because-
saying, "Oh, this bitch is crazy."
No, because, like,
she's tripping.
but think about
no,
it.
you didn't communicate that. She's
but
on
that-
one page still.
But that's
on the same
nonsense because
page.
we're doing things more to get that feeling established for you, right? I didn't have to say anything at that point.
Hey,
So
you
if I'm
funny.
downgrading, if I'm downstepping, and I'm not, by no means am I saying like, yeah, like you're catching me out doing whatever, but like,
No, that's exactly what you're saying.
No, I'm
you
not.
just said you don't have to communicate.
but
that.
I'm saying our vibes, if they lessen, that should be a sign, not the fact that I'm not,
But
you
why
know what I'm
do I
saying
gotta
it.
go off signs instead of you just being
Open
outright?
your damn
Because our
mouth.
signs are what led us to that point, though.
No,
It's a
no,
two-way
no.
street.
Because
I think
the
signs.
whole point of having this honesty is communication to back that up. Why should I have to go off of, oh, well, he ain't talking to me today. It's been a few days. I guess he don't want to
What
rock
you got,
with us
Oscar?
anymore. Like,
Grow
at
up,
that
men.
point,
That's a valid
Open your
point.
mouth.
come to me and say something.
Word.
Why I gotta try to
Hey,
figure
you know,
you
I
out?
thought I wanted to take this to the next step, but I really don't. But can we still kick it?
So men
She
aren't
might be
being
like,
clear.
yeah.
And then
Men
when I
aren't being
come to
clear?
Be
you,
So we're
direct.
not
I
being
said that on the
clear.
first
I disagree.
episode.
X, Y, and
I
Z.
think
That's when
I think we clear as
I'm
anything.
clear.
You know what I'm saying? But
I'm very clear.
I cheers to that, brother. We clear. We as clear as they come. Look at that.
Like fresh
Or-
glass.
How you gonna cheers and not drink? Who does that?
Word. A little disclaimer too.
Dang.
If you're under the age of drinking, please don't try this at home. The Jiggy Show does not promote underage drinking.
I got water.
All of us
No,
are over
no,
20.
no, this is not for y'all.
All of
You're
us are
over
over
the
21,
age.
yeah,
This
like-
is for this is for the viewers.
But I got water.
Yeah. Oh yeah, hey,
So
drink up.
I drink.
All right, word. So
he
So-
still evaded my question, but that's cool.
Who?
Oh, okay. Go ahead. Oh, you gotta answer her, yo.
Who evaded your question? Oh, you gonna put me on black? I see. I'm looking at you. I'm not even looking at him now. I'm looking at you.
He's like, you're gonna turn my whole body.
You know, no, you're right. I'll give it that. I can see where you're coming from for that. I also do feel that I could also promise you sweet nothings and show no action behind it, and then what?
But that's my whole point, the communication and the honesty.
But I feel like it's
Why
more
is
than
it
just. I think it's
lacking?
just more than
It
verbal.
goes
Why
hand in
even
hand.
give sweet nothings?
Because that's
If
my
it's
point.
nothing.
I think actions, like I said, at the end of the day, actions speak louder than words. And if, like I said, if I'm falling off, I don't necessarily need to say it out loud. Not to say that you don't deserve that common courtesy, but like again, that should kind of be a sign to be
It's
like,
understanding though. So then now,
okay.
okay, we're on the same page. Instead of me guessing, and then I come to you and be like, oh well, I noticed this, this, and that, and then we're in a situation where you're like trying to deny it when clearly
I don't think there's denial involved. I think if I'm
Oh
not
my
talking
gosh,
to
she
you.
is going to just.
I don't think there's denial involved. I think if we're not talking, like, and like you're like, hey, I noticed we're not talking. Yeah, we're not talking. Like, I don't think there's any denial about it.
You might be like, yeah, we're not talking. Someone else might have
I believe
an excuse.
that's what they
like,
call ghosting.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Word.
Something like
That's
that.
what it is, ghosting?
I mean, what do you call it, ghosting?
Well, it depends on what stage you are.
Oh yeah, right. Here we're back in the
Your
stages.
stages.
Because if it's 6 months, that's too much. But
Nah,
if it's
2 years. Okay,
I can't
you gotta
ghost. You
say
can't ghost.
something.
You can't ghost after 2 years.
Yeah.
So it's tough.
You gotta say something.
I feel you on that one.
Word. Word. All right. So like, going back to their episode.
I would like to just talk about
okay,
that.
go ahead.
Brittany and I know each other from the past, so whatever tit for tat you may see, there's history like of knowing.
Oh
each
yeah,
other.
you ain't gotta tell me that. Tell them.
This my girl.
Tell them.
It's my girl from way back. You know what I mean? Love Brittany to death.
Yeah.
punch him in his face. Bro. You better watch what he say on the Jiggy Show.
Word.
Not feeling that jiggy.
But
He ran out. There's
Yeah,
nothing.
no,
I
got
had a
stuff
question,
up.
guys. I had a question. So like, can we define what a hoe is? Because clearly we didn't get to the bottom of it on the previous episode.
What's a hoe?
What's a hoe?
I think a hoe is defined by mentality. I don't think it's not. I really don't believe in the body count thing just because of the example.
No, you gotta
that we
add
gave.
the body.
No, because
count, bro.
It's the
you gotta
concentration.
No, because like I
It's the
said, like you
concentration.
can like I gave that example. You said if you had 13 or so buddies, and I gave that example. If you've been with someone every year at like a certain age and you sleep with someone once a year, you're not a hoe. You've just been with
You
that.
are a hoe. I'm a hoe. Like
I don't think I disagree.
I don't think that makes them a
No,
hoe.
I think if your intent is like, yo, I'm trying to get mine onto the next immediately, you're a hoe then. Like you
It's
can
your
just
mentality,
be,
your
you
mindset.
can just have horrible luck at love and sleep
then
around.
sleep around.
You know what I mean? There's people that fall fast and they
I'm
think
a
we
woman.
have
I
to.
should shut up.
They end up sleeping around quick. Quicker than you would expect, and it's like, and she's hooked thinking, or he's hooked thinking, oh, it's something more, and it's like, that's not necessarily her fault. That wasn't her intention. It was like, I gave you my body because I thought something was going to come out of it.
And it didn't.
And it didn't. So if you happen to repeat those same signs, that doesn't make you a hoe. That just makes you.
Does that go back to the? Does that go back to?
How many times are we repeating?
Does that go back to the journey? Like she didn't learn her lesson, or he didn't learn it.
Yeah, like I think
that
like we're
lesson.
just like excusing all that shit. Like I think the
How are we
body count-
excusing?
I don't think it's excusing at all. I really don't think that body count should be like, oh, you a hoe.
So you can be with a nigga you can be with a dude. Pardon my language. You can be with a dude that's been like with 50 girls, and you know this.
I mean, I know guys that went to college and did crazy stuff.
And one semester.
Can you be with them though? Can you be with them?
Why should I judge somebody off what they did? They didn't murder nobody. They did nothing. I don't care who you're fucking with. As long as when you're fucking with me, you're not fucking with nobody else. If that's our communication, our agreement. That's what I'm saying. I'm not checking. That's one thing. I'm not like, how many bodies you got? Because I'm not about to tell you whether I got one, whether I got more than one. I'm not telling you.
You don't disclose that information?
No, and I don't care to know yours because what's that got to do with me?
Word. I can dig it. Alexis, what you gotta say?
It's okay, boo. Speak
Say
your
it.
mind.
Let it know.
Even if we're on the same team and you don't agree with me with the whole shit,
No,
it's
I don't
okay.
know. My perspective is a little different on that. Not that I want to know every single person you slept with.
Obviously, yeah.
But I feel like at some point maybe it should be disclosed.
Yeah.
Like,
to know what
it
you're
could
dealing
be
with.
concerning.
Yeah, a little bit. That's all I'm saying. It gives me like a little red flag.
No.
She could be passing around the block. He could be passing around the block. That's what I'm saying.
Excuse me?
If you're worried about, like, if you think, like, first of all, you kind of know somebody before you get with them. Like,
What if you don't, though? Like, that's what I'm saying.
you're peeping them from afar, like, okay. And then, like, I know for me, I'm going to do my research shit.
Word.
So-
But I'm talking about the girls that don't do their research and stuff like
But
that.
I'm saying, like, if you're worried, first of all, use a condom. Second of all, if it's getting to a point where you're not going to use that, then you need to, talk about getting tested together. Do it as a thing, like, that y'all do together. And that's definitely going to take y'all to the next step. No question.
I had a question. So somebody
What?
earlier, this is like a sidebar question. Somebody earlier told me that having sex with a condom prevents you from falling in love. Is that a fact?
Son, what?
No.
No.
Absolutely not.
No.
How is your source?
You know how many times I've told
Like, they said the condom is the shield between.
No,
Who's your
that's a lie.
source?
That's a lie. No, I'm serious. Like, if anybody, like, because before you don't.
many times I fuck with
But no, I'm saying, like, you know what I mean? Like, no, seriously, because, like, I remember, like, the first time I was like, wow, this is the greatest thing. You know what I mean? So before, you know what I mean? But like anybody who says otherwise is a liar. You know what I mean? Like you have obviously, like, I believe, like, the first time you have sex, more times than not, it's with a condom. So like
you should.
Yeah, you should. As I said, more
all time.
Well, you know what I mean. Well, I'm not gonna talk about everybody on the planet, but like you know what I mean. Like
word.
so, like you do it like it's the greatest thing in the world. You're head over heels. So I think the shield thing, no.
So you falling in love with a few word? I can dig it. I can dig it.
Was that because you used one or you didn't use?
It was because I was having sex. It didn't matter.
So it didn't matter.
Yeah, I
condom or no condom.
Condom or no
You
condom.
still
Yeah, you fall in love.
I
Like
can
this.
second
Ladies?
that. It don't got nothing to do with that.
Doesn't make no fucking sense.
It doesn't make
yeah, I
any
don't know,
sense
like,
at
who
all.
told
That's
you
why I'm
that?
like,
Word.
he can't say the
Yeah,
name.
You can't disclose that information.
Yeah,
Word.
yeah,
No,
yeah,
it's just
no.
a curious question. No,
Okay, so then.
because if you're sleeping around, then you like, you know.
So let me ask you this.
What's up?
What is a hoe to you? Because I think
Look,
we're splitting down the middle.
All right. For me, a hoe, the body count kind of matters. Like,
kinda.
it's not
Right, it
too
does.
serious.
Yeah, it was a big deal. No, it kinda
No, it kind of matters.
2
like,
weeks changes the name. Y'all got freedom of change.
It's called new information.
Sidebar.
Thank you. New information. New information.
You can
Nah,
decide
I mean
that.
no, the body count does play a part, but it's not too serious though. Like Oscar said, as long as you're not out here like being passed around, then
I said it.
last episode, like
No,
yeah,
I said if you're in the community.
yeah. Well,
Oh, in one community. Oh,
No,
that's terrible, bro.
the
yeah. Like,
example
what's
was-
up with that, bro? Like, if she's in LA, she's still gonna be.
No, my whole thing was the body count mattered when like we're in a close like I said we're in Springfield and you've slept with like a whole bunch of people from Springfield.
He didn't want to go in a bar and see his homies. and
That's
be
on.
like,
That was my
"Yo."
whole thing.
bro. All right, so like social media defeats all of that though.
How do you figure?
You can run into a bunch of dudes that know you and know.
But like
this girl.
you could tag something. You know what I mean? You can. She's, you know what I mean? You're really pretty. You can go on social media. Yeah, man, I'd hit that.
you.
No, anytime. You can be like, yeah, man. You know, you'd be like, yeah, man, I'd hit that. That's a you know what I mean? That's a comment. Or yeah, man, I hit that. Like that's a comment that you can
Yeah, if you
read
post that
and you
on
can
the
ignore
gram,
it. You know what I mean? Like you
Right.
can't control what.
in person.
Yeah.
The
But
the
I
difference
feel like people
between-
comment shit that isn't even true.
No, well, that's
on
my point.
every, like,
Exactly.
They
So,
see
like-
a post.
So I posted like, yeah, man, I read an ignorant comment on my girl's post. Is one thing I posted like, hey, I see that guy who's giving me the head nod because he did it. That's a completely different feeling.
But what if they're lying too? I don't get that.
I mean, I'm
Not trying to go against everything you've said today, but seriously.
if a guy
he
like
could have lied.
Bro code doesn't allow that.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh, bro
Black
code
men
gets
don't lie,
broken all the
first woman,
time,
right?
so shut up.
I mean like like obviously you can weed out liars and like there's a difference
Right.
between like one and okay, we've gone to 4 different bars. Why is there 11 guys? You know what I mean? Like I think there's a certain balance. Like you can't control
No, I
anyone's
get that.
past.
I get
But
that.
I think if it's a constant repetitive like in your face thing, that's when you're like, okay, look, this is really kind of getting to me. This is uncomfortable.
You don't basically don't want to be disrespectful right in your face. As long as you don't know, it's cool. It's allowed. Whatever words you're trying to be okay with, yeah.
I mean, I think that, like I said, I think it would be more difficult for me to deal with that opposed to
Word.
if you were doing something else in a different area where I wasn't necessarily having to, face it.
Word.
I'm not, I'm not saying it's the end all be all. I'm just saying, in a perfect world, like if you were doing you in Alaska, all right, well, it's at Alaska. We're in Virginia. You know what I mean? I don't.
What
think,
happens in Vegas stays in Vegas.
Yeah.
Word. I can dig it.
But
Word.
who's to
All right.
say that what she was doing in Alaska isn't being done in Virginia?
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm trying to figure out.
Well, then it goes back to the point that y'all.
Word.
I ain't saying, you know.
Goes back to what y'all was saying too. You should know that off the bat.
All right, let's take accountability. I'm glad you brought that up. Let's take accountability.
You know
So-
what you're getting into, right?
Yeah, exactly. So let's take accountability. Let's stop pointing fingers. Let's stop pointing fingers,
He's trying to bring us
ladies.
together. I like
Ladies
this.
and fellas. Let's take accountability. Whose fault is it really though? Like, it's
What?
y'all. Yes. What do you mean?
What did you say?
Whose fault is it?
What did you say after you said that? It's what?
It's each one of y'all's fault.
You said it's yours.
Yeah, no. Like I mean, like it's each one of y'all's fault because like for you to allow yourself to be in that situation, dealing with an ain't shit person, like at this point, like we should know better, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But you have to own up that you know when you're wrong. You know what you tolerate.
Okay, exactly.
So
That's
like
my point.
for me, I can only speak for me. I can't speak for him or her or anybody else. But like I know when I've allowed something over and over and over again.
Okay.
And I can only be mad at myself for allowing certain things. And it's like it's gotten to a point where you're comfortable. I'm comfortable. And then it's like then you hit a breaking point where you're pissed. But then like you've allowed it for so long. It's like your fault. You got to get yourself out of that.
Is that why you continue? Is that why girls like not girls, people in general like subconsciously continue to allow shit to happen?
Because it's like a comfort thing.
Yeah.
It's just, I don't know. And then I really don't know. I can't answer. I don't know.
Like,
I don't really know because it's
that.
like a lot of times it's in the moment, and like you can be extremely done with somebody, and then in that moment they hit you with some sweet shit, and you're like, you know what? I'm in the mood. Like whatever. Let's hang.
Word.
But then it's like afterwards you're like, I really can't stand you. Like you're still the same fuck boy. Like you get what I'm saying? But it's like in that moment, he wasn't a fuck boy, and y'all were vibing. You were cool, and like.
There's no such thing as a part-time fuckboy.
Word. Word.
Are you okay? So when you were okay,
when I was a fuckboy.
No. Let me just say.
No, but
in the episode, you were like, I mean, we are fuckboys because you expect us to be a fuckboy.
No, so I said you expect us. We were labeled fuckboys. I never said I was a fuckboy.
Blah 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 blah. So when you're being a fuckboy. Do you walk up like, yo, what up? I'm a fuckboy. No, you don't. You're nice. So part-time, when you're trying to get in, where you're trying to, get yourself in there, you're not being a fuckboy. You're being dope. You're being cool. You're vibing. That's what she likes. And then, like, your fuckboy tendencies come out. So it's like a part-time thing. It's not all the time with everybody.
I do think it gets turned on and off.
You do? Break it down to me. Tell me. Break it down to
me. Go
ahead. Speak to me.
Oh, me? I disagree. Not because I don't like it being turned on is the fuckboy at work. Yeah, that's the fuckboy. You know what I mean? Like that's the fuckboy doing what he does. So I don't.
I guess we're just really good at it.
I guess you know what I mean. I hear what you're saying, but like I feel like when it gets turned on, where it's really dope. It's like when the radar should be at its at its peak, because it's like.
Yeah, it's when it should be. Doesn't mean it always happens that way.
Well, I mean,
so that's
if y'all was just shit, we wouldn't have to worry about this. Okay, just be good all the fucking time and stop being fuckboys.
What does being good entail?
Right,
I'm saying like, don't be a fuckboy.
But when we're being a fuckboy, we're being dope.
Guys, hold on. It's over the 30. All right, let me focus on Alexis real quick. Alexis, you mentioned that you had a different take earlier, and you were supposed to intrude and let me know what your take was, but you stopped yourself. I saw you.
On what?
On what Brittany was commenting about the
hoism.
Yeah. No. And the fuckness, the fuckboyness, and allowing shit to keep happening and all that. I saw your face.
No, she didn't have a different take on that. She had a different take on
the body count.
About
like
the body
count. It was the body count.
Okay, so
but when I was telling him about how the hoe, I mean, not the hoe, come on now. The fuckboy stuff gets turned on and off. She agreed. It's part-time sometimes. They're not a fuckboy. They're not a fuckboy right into your face.
Yes, you are. You're a fuck. If I'm sweet, if I'm literally doing, like, I don't get that. If you're being a fuckboy, you are feeding the sweet line. That is literally what the fuckboy does.
He consistently just does the same.
You know what I mean? A fuckboy literally gives
you. What does a fuck girl do? What do we consist?
Man, y'all be playing with emotions tonight.
As women. You said women. You said women are fuck girls. Like, what do they do?
Brother Akil, you wanna?
No, I'm asking you.
Oh, you're asking me?
No, Akil, no. Akil, Akil's been very quiet.
Akil been quiet. Akil,
please listening.
Akil speaks from the heart.
No, I had no problem being yelled at.
Go ahead, Akil. I want to know. Tell me about since you say like a fuckboy just comes right off. And he's a fuckboy right there. Like, you should know. How do you know what a fuck girl is?
You don't, because y'all are good at hiding.
Y'all are better at hiding than we are.
When did the game change?
I don't think the game ever changed.
The girls just got adapted to it.
Mm-hmm.
Would you guys vouch for this? Like, do you agree with this? Girls are better at playing men than men are better than playing women.
I wouldn't say playing. I feel like we got better at just playing y'all's game. So instead of crying about the shit, I'm just saying, instead of crying over all the shit that you guys do, okay, that's fine. You won't cry.
Last episode, same energy.
Word, that's true.
So we start the energy.
You do.
Come on, I'm not trying to hear all that. I'm not I disagree fully. We do not start it. We are. You watching Secure?
So what do no, I don't watch anything, but I'm asking, what does a girl do to make you want to...
That's free plug for Insecure too, by the way.
Yeah, that's HBO.
Let me get paid.
Issa Rae.
I really want to know, what is if we start the energy, what does a girl do to make you want to be a fuckboy all of a sudden?
One doesn't decide to be a fuckboy off his experience from a female being wrongdoing him. One decides to be a fuckboy because he wants to be a fuckboy.
Preach, brother.
It ain't nothing.
That's what he just said. He was like, the girl starts the energy, so you guys.
Oh, I thought we were talking about fuckboy scenarios of where you females literally rip a man's heart out for trying to be, everything he thought you wanted to be, but you were on your fuck girl shit. I thought that's what you were talking about.
So are we talking about the scenario, or are we talking about just the person? So you want to know what the scenario is?
I was under the impression when he was like that, the girl started and then that's when the guy becomes the fuckboy, and I'm like, well, what does the girl do?
Oh no, the men are. Oh, we're not a fuckboy at that point though. Like I thought you were talking like us, like okay, like these two.
So you become the fuckboy.
No. I thought you meant like these two were talking, and then she pulls some fuckboy stuff and like plays him. I thought that's what you meant, not he went through a transformation because of her actions.
Word.
You got my point, like, so yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know exactly what you're saying.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. Yeah. You don't get it?
No, I have another question. I have another question. So, all right, so like, how do you know the fuckness? Like,
women deceive it. Women deceive it too.
No, but I mean, like, stop that. Like,
I'm not. But it's true. There's no stop. There's no stop.
That's their answer to everything.
No, it's
because
because like it's true. Like the whole guise of being a fuckboy is to not know you're a fuckboy until after the damage is done.
It's clear as daylight though. Like unless you like we said the previous episode, unless you just having amazing sex and you're just like sunk in the sunken place. I get you.
Was that song lyric?
Dickmanized.
Was it Gucci?
I think
the Gucci one.
Yeah, it was Gucci. It was
oh,
Gucci.
am I in love with my girl? Am I in love with her body?
Yeah, unless you that deep, then I can understand how things can be a little confusing. But you should be able to know the fuckness. Like, why are we seeing this shit a mile away? Like, I can see this shit like from right there.
Okay, so I want to know why their argument. They're okay with saying we're deceiving, but then when we say it, it's y'all should know off the break.
We should know.
Off the rip, y'all should know.
Hey, answer the young
fuckboy
lady.
is shown from the beginning.
I didn't say we shouldn't know either.
Confused.
Word.
Please explain, brother. You got
Brother
all the answers
Oscar.
today.
Brother Kill Man.
No, yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Mm-hmm. I think it goes back to the topic of the heartstrings that we had previously discussed. If you had watched episode 2,
and you should
know
Check
that I
out.
feel females know how to go through the cracks to pull on a man's emotions, which gets him invested in different ways, opposed to most generational fuckboys. Like they let you know that it's about the physical. So no, I think there's in a couple of years it's gonna be the IT fuckboys, the social media fuckboys.
Okay.
But I think like I said, men are more physical creatures.
Word.
Opposed to women are more emotionally, manipulative, and they know how to indirectly get their hooks in. So the signs are being played on different levels. You get what I'm saying? You understand? You understand? I do, because I know you. Female perspective. You're not gonna.
So are you saying y'all get hypnotized by the pussy?
Here you go. Absolutely. Oh, absolutely.
And so then y'all are in like this trance of doing whatever we say.
Stuck like teacups and spoons. Shout out Reason, by the way.
Word. Yeah, Reason. Hey, shout out Reason. That's my man. That's my man.
Yeah, honestly, yeah.
So then technically that's not pulling on heartstrings. Y'all just in love with the sex.
Yo, that goes back to the whole condom thing.
Gucci lyric.
No,
Yes,
it
it does.
That's
Nah, you can throw that away. You can throw that away. Throw that away, dog.
I had to turn my head on him. Like, I'm not even
Throw that
mad at you
away.
anymore.
That's just lust.
Stop bringing that back.
Word. Damn. All right. So so we're not taking accountability. We're still pointing fingers.
Of course he is.
There's nothing to be accountable for. It's.
No, we gotta. I mean, at the end of the day, we gotta. All right. So
Okay. In all seriousness,
yeah, we gotta find a solution.
In all seriousness, we can say.
Well, hold on.
All right. Okay.
said-
Akil.
You
Go
said,
ahead, brother Akil.
Alright.
You said we gotta find a solution.
Yeah,
no
this is
solution,
a
I don't think.
problem.
Hold
But
on.
you can't. You asking for a goal without a target. So what are we shooting for?
We shooting for defeating all the fuckness. Like
You can't.
You can't.
So this
who
is what this
people are.
is. So if out of all of our discussions of what I've been listening to from their video, from our video, and from today,
Okay.
what you are asking for the solution seems to be, one, people be upfront.
Facts.
We can agree.
Yes.
If I can agree on that, be
Facts.
upfront.
All right.
2, don't get yourself caught in a situation
Facts.
where you have to backtrack.
Facts.
That's
Goes
2.
back to
Say
accountability.
It goes back to
I need that
account-
one more time.
Okay, here we go. That's 2.
Yes.
And so 3, if you're not, if you're asking people to make a decision, say I'm never gonna go back on this, boom, then what you're asking is either 1 up front, say, hey, we just gonna do this, play in the bedroom for a couple nights, whatever. Then keep going forward, and then okay, I don't want to be with you, and then or we taking this all the way through. That's literally what you're asking.
No, that's not what I'm asking.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
No, I'm asking to defeat the confusion.
I just did.
No, well,
The
no,
confusion lies in the honesty and communication.
that's
Right.
what I'm saying.
And that's what I just said. Tell them be upfront.
No, yeah,
That
but
is.
like, I
And
mean,
then you
you're not
gonna do this
obligated-
or you gonna do that.
You're not obligated to stick through something that you don't want to stick through. That's my thing. That's my whole thing. You're not
You guys
obligated.
dap one more time in front of my face like that? With the
Nah,
You want to
snap.
do behind? You wanna
Yeah,
do behind her?
Like,
Nah, but that's my whole thing. My whole thing is accountability. Like, we can't keep like pointing fingers to women. We can't keep pointing fingers to men. It comes down to the person. Like, it comes down to you and who the fuck you're dealing with. Like, you should know better, bro. Like, I'm not some lucky ass nigga that just suddenly didn't have bad luck with women.
Have you had bad luck with women?
Not really. That's what I'm. As far as I know.
Okay, so
guess
I
not.
think
He's
As
already
far
said
as
it.
I
He's
know.
like,
As
"You
far as
didn't
I
play
know.
Well, you know,
As
I
far as know.
think a lot of you've been blessed to not have bad luck with women, and I think whether you saw it or not, there may have been some fuckery even on your end.
Exactly. I mean, that might be a fact. That might be a fact. But then clarity was still involved in the situation.
All of the situations you've been in, there was clarity.
Yeah, I can say that.
So you can hit up every ex and every girl you hit up with that straight through.
I mean, I only had
everything?
I said 2. Like, I only had sex
So
twice.
you can?
Like,
Twice.
yeah.
So just 2 different ones.
Yeah.
Just
So
like
it's
that?
not that complicated. 2.
Was that experimental or were you being a hoe?
That was definitely experimental.
Mm.
Yeah. Testing the water, put my foot in the.
I feel you.
In the
Testing the
pool,
water
you
is
know.
good, dude.
That's the big toe, though. Just the big toe.
Yeah. Word. So not seriously though. Like, so what is the solution? What do we need to do? What do we need to improve?
just hold yourself accountable. If you hold yourself accountable, then, I don't know, maybe everyone, there's no answer.
There needs to be an answer.
I don't think that there is, because every single person in this world is different. Every single person in this world can take in what we're saying right now, but not give a somebody can not give a shit, and somebody else can be like, you know what, they're right. It's all about the person and then who you encounter, so you never really know what you're going to get.
Sir.
Come on.
Sir.
I know you got something to... No,
Sir.
I know you got something to
Mic.
say.
Somebody.
I'm giving you a mic. I
Oh,
saw
I
your
thought
mouth
you-
open. It was like, waiting.
I think women need to set real expectations. They need to be more honest and upfront.
Define real.
Real? What do you mean?
Define real. What is real?
What's a real expectation?
Define it. Let me know.
Well, I mean, like I said, understanding that, certain men work at different paces, and that while you see level Z happening, they haven't even been to, level A. And I think
It's a big gap.
it's a huge gap.
But
And
this
it-
is specifically for a woman that's seeking level Z, or the end of the alphabet.
But if the
Seriously.
gentleman lets you know, hey, I'm not seeking level Z,
Right.
I'm not at level Z, and
Right.
you're upset because he's not at that point, well, that's fully on
Do
you.
you encounter a lot of women that are like, okay, I'm on Z, you're on A, I'm mad.
Absolutely.
Oh,
Ooh.
Not personally,
Oh,
no, but
bye.
absolutely, yes.
Ooh, word.
Absolutely. It's, hey, I told this man I was ready to be married, and he told me he wasn't there yet. I can't believe he wasted my damn time. And I was like, I don't even think he got through the first date, but okay.
And that's
that sounds
and
like
that
a
goes
personal
back,
problem.
and
That's
that goes
not
back,
every woman.
Accountability.
Hey, you know what? Let Bobby smooth. Go ahead, Bobby.
and that goes back to the whole timing shit.
You cannot put okay, whatever.
No, look,
No,
look.
you can't put a time limit on somebody's feelings.
Please repeat what you just said.
You know what? Let's just you got a lot to say.
I'm
Let
sick
it out.
of you. Shut up.
Honestly,
You see how women treating men?
You see how I'm
that?
upfront? I'm communicating. I'm letting him know directly. Shut up.
She's being clear.
That's
All right.
direct. You see women doing what we're supposed to do? See how he's making points for us?
I ain't got no
Thank you.
rebuttal to that. I got nothing to say to that.
I can dig it. Nah, like for real though. Like, all right, so like,
I think timetables,
like, all right, when I say timetables, I don't mean like you gotta stick to the shit. Like, but have like a fucking idea what you're getting yourself into though. Like, if it is 6 months of talking, all right, you can talk for a year, but like, at least you have an understanding where like after this 6 months, it needs to get serious.
But how do you do that? Like, and my thing is like, how can you tell your emotion? That
by displaying your emotion, by showing.
Watch episode 1.
Hey, let him know.
After that time, after a certain time, another discussion needs to take place.
But
where is this going?
But like that's the whole thing. Like you can't base it off time. You have to base it on the feel.
Right.
So I can say after 6 months, well, what are we? But if I'm not feeling it because we're just not there yet, well, why are we having a discussion?
To be on the same page.
Oh my goodness! Like that doesn't. Like, you can't put a timetable.
So you're saying at 6 months, if you're not feeling it yet, you're supposed to go off the feeling, not because.
Bro, if you're chilling with the same girl for 6 months,
if you're chilling with
you
her,
better.
But like, I think it also depends on something. It also depends on the level. It depends on the level.
Anything at 6 months. So you're being a fuckboy and you're fucking around with women. That's why. That's why you're comfortable.
We ain't say all that. Why are you automatically a fuckboy? Are you automatically a fuckboy because after 6 months I'm not feeling what you're feeling? What that means is
it's been 6 months and I don't feel nothing with you.
I ain't trying to feel all that.
I don't feel nothing with you, but I got shorty over here that's been 3 months and I'm feeling it with her. But that's why I'm gonna still take my time with you to figure out where we're going. But she's keeping me active while I'm trying to figure you out. That's what you're saying. That's why you're not there at 6 months.
I'm glad.
Whoa! Why are you just gonna take it? Throw another women in the picture?
Nobody brought up another woman at all. Why you go? Here I am being faithful to you in our imaginary relationship. Whatever talking we've been doing, this only been you. So you want to talk about her? She ain't even in the picture. So I don't even care about the 3 months. The 3 months she ain't even.
See how they get when you throw it in?
Nah, I ain't trying to hear that.
Like we weren't paying attention. Hold on.
Right?
He wasn't at first.
But like, it also goes to the intent. Like, more so if I'm talking to someone, I personally am not talking to anyone else.
Awesome.
I can dig that.
You know what I mean? So
That shit hard, cuz.
No, I mean,
why is it hard?
You can't. For me, it is.
Well, no, like if I'm like, okay, like obviously you'll like, I won't even say entertain, but like, you know what I mean? You have the courting, whatever. But like, if I start talking to you, I'm not talking to anyone else. So
I can dig that.
You know what I mean?
It takes.
He doesn't agree.
No. I was going to second him because it takes, for me at least, an extreme amount of focus to decipher what I'm trying to get.
I can dig that too. I can dig that too.
See where I'm going. I can't be talking to her and be.
Yeah,
so all over the place.
I get that, but are you direct with the girl that like that's what you're looking?
Well, I don't.
Do you tell her that you're
that I'm just talking to her.
Yes, but like even that. Okay, so my whole thing is like, we need to have.
You?
I don't know what he's answering because I was about to ask a question for.
You know, let me
shut
up.
Ask the question.
No, because I was a little confused. You said it's hard for you. It's hard for you to just talk to one girl. So do you?
No. That's not what I said.
What did you say? Let me understand. Seriously.
I said it's hard for me to talk to more than one girl. I was seconding Oscar.
I heard something else.
Because I said it's hard for me to focus on boom, 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 and myself all at the same time.
No, before that,
Committed to
when he
misunderstanding.
said. No, we didn't, because you said if I'm talking to one girl, I can't talk to no one else, and he said it's hard.
He said the same thing.
Yeah, it's hard to do that. That's what I'm saying.
But are you doing it?
No, because it's hard to do that.
Okay, now I'm confused now. I don't know what he's saying.
He's saying that it's hard to do.
Miscommunication all over the place.
We thought that you
were
saying
like it's hard because I'm doing it.
Yeah. It's hard to just talk to one. That's why I was like, wow. And they're saying they're not a fuckboy.
No.
I've been confused for so long. Thank you.
Word, that's. I mean, that I feel that. Like, it takes a
you
lot of energy to do that.
You a smooth motherfucker.
Yeah, right. Oh, you got a lot of time.
I'm not saying if you don't do that, you're not a smooth motherfucker.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Word. All right, word. So, damn. So we're not gonna come down to a solution. So we're not gonna figure this out. 4
people's opinions cannot stop fuckboyness.
It's like Congress.
It can help 100 people.
No.
It can help 100 people.
It's to each his own.
That's if that 100 people wants to not be a fuckboy anymore.
Wow.
Exactly.
Or
but you have to get influenced.
You have to get
influenced first. You have to see from
you
a real
can
life
bring the
situation.
horse to the water, a thirsty horse to the water, but you can't make them drink it.
Oh, if he's thirsty, that
what I'm saying is, he's drinking it on his own. He's drinking it on his own.
I can dig that.
You're not saying go drink horse. No.
No.
He has to want to drink the water.
He gotta be thirsty.
No, even if he's thirsty, if you put the water there, the horse might be stubborn. What if he doesn't drink the damn water? That's what I'm saying. You're trying to make this complicated.
I'm not trying to make it complicated.
Watch this episode, watch all the episodes, and still be like, man, that's some bullshit.
Yeah,
exactly. And you're bringing them the facts.
Uncomfortable, like it's to each his own. If you want to make that change, more power to you. But us four here giving our opinions. I don't think
that's not going to give you a solution.
You know, Bobby, what's your answer? Because I think I mean, you've seen 4 different perspectives.
My answer stays firm from the beginning of this. Like this, I mean, that's the whole point of why I even brought this to conversation. It's like, to me, it's really simple. Like I don't get the confusion. But to me, it's pretty simple. Like just be clear. Like Alexa's been saying this whole time. Like I've been on the same page with her. Like just be straight up. Like know what you want, know what you don't want, know what you can deal with, and know what you can't deal with. It's not that hard, people. Like it's really not that hard. Honestly, at least to me, it's not that hard. Am I tripping?
So it sounds like we pretty much got a society of people that don't know how to have that conversation. Explain themselves, express themselves, or
brother.
Or they want their cake and they eat it too.
Yes.
But it's cake. That's what you're supposed to do.
You know what it is.
But all right, but you gotta go. You gotta be able to go on a diet sometimes. You gotta be able to go on a diet sometimes.
Why?
Sometimes don't have cake.
Why?
Because that cake might be bad for you.
Yeah, there's some bad cake out there.
That's
for
what
real.
I'm saying, and that's
you gotta some good cake. And that red velvet.
Exactly. So like, hey, and that's what I'm saying.
And that stay with you for life.
Yeah, right.
Type 1.
And there are people struggling for life in type 1 situations. You know, so like, all right, so like we need to find a little solution. People, like, you have to come together. We have to find a solution.
Can you say what you said one more time?
About the cake?
No. I heard the cake. Okay, clear. No, you said where you have a society of people that what?
That
don't know
how to have that conversation.
Okay.
And they don't want to make that decision.
All right, so I'm glad we're here today.
Real quick, with the conversation, I feel like people need to also understand you need to be respectful of how that person is expressing themselves. And I think that's where a big conflict comes in, because you're expressing yourself, and even though you might not be there, she can't just get mad. Or even though she's not there yet and he's there, like, he can't get mad. So, like, we got to be respectful to how that person is feeling. And I feel like that would eliminate some of the fuckboy shit, because it'd be like, all right, you feel what I'm saying? Like, all right, we can work this out.
Yes.
You get what I'm saying? So, like,
choose not to. And that's
your choice.
Shit is dead. Okay, next.
Right.
Oscar.
Oscar. Stamp.
I just said, I'm acknowledging.
No, explain the Do you not agree?
Because it came from a woman.
No. Whoa.
Dang, he trying to put a label on my head. She was trying to stamp.
That's what I'm saying. Like, ain't nobody say all that.
I was.
I guess so. See, that kind of confuses me, because it's like, okay, after a certain while, you're gonna have that talk. Well, again, if I'm not ready for that talk, like,
why would it's a talk though?
What do you mean you're not ready for a talk? Why can't you?
Well, okay, I'm not ready for what you're trying to,
Just tell her how you feel. Why can't you be ready to just say how you feel? If you don't feel it, say I don't feel it.
He's saying he's not ready for this potential talk to take place where a female saying she wants to go to the next level. He don't want to go to that next level.
No, I didn't say that. If I'm not
commitment issues.
No. If, like I said, if I take longer to get to that next level than you, but then you're ready for that next level, like I said,
so that's something you guys talk about.
But you're at level
that's
C.
The whole point of the
but if you're at level C and I'm at level A, and now, like I said,
okay, you need to explain why you're at level A, and she should understand that if she fucks with you, guess what? She's gonna ride for that.
So what's the outcome of the conversation? Of that conversation?
I don't know. The ball's in the woman's court, because
he needs another drink.
I do. I need another drink.
I mean, the outcome of that conversation is just understanding. That's just what it is. Like, either you're gonna fuck with the person or you're not. At the end of the day,
right, because a female has the right to decide. All right, well, if I got feelings for you at this point, you don't have feelings for me. That needs to be talked about, because now I'm in a situation where shit's not being reciprocated, and that's when the fuckboy shit starts.
This whole time, and I'm with the shit.
Because you're still feeling like, oh well.
But
we
how
not
are you,
here, we not there.
but we're not
I
here.
do
Okay,
this.
we're not here isn't we'll never be there, and it doesn't mean I'm a fuckboy. Like I don't
I'm not
understand.
saying
But like
this.
you just said it.
That's
You said the
the
fuckboy stuff. Like no, like it just.
Yes.
How do you figure? If I'm not
Because
ready.
you're on
And
a
it's like, but
different
yeah, you
level
are.
than what I am.
You're talking now. Oh, my bad. Let me. Yes, you are talking now.
All this is unnecessary. You know, like, this is where the miscommunication comes from. Just. So, you know,
Alexis, proceed, please.
Yeah. I mean,
No, I'm just saying like that.
Y'all are
That's
funny.
where I don't know. Not necessarily for everyone, but I feel like potentially that's where the misunderstanding comes in because you're still in the beginning stages of things where, yes, you could be potentially talking in here, over there, and not having it all in one place. Where now I've established feelings, so I'm feeling like, okay, maybe we should talk and have the next gear switched in. Certain things should change. Like, that communication has to happen because if you're not on the same page, that's when the problems come through.
I couldn't agree more.
Yep.
I couldn't agree more. And I'm not taking sides. I'm not taking sides. I'm not
Tom,
taking
boy. He was
sides.
quiet.
But I do agree. There needs to be some clarity. That's just it. Like, we can defeat the fuckness, like, straight up.
Having the talk doesn't mean that, oh, you have to be ready for the next level.
That's
No,
facts.
that's why we're having the talk, to figure out if or you're not. And
Give
then
her the mic to her
if
mouth.
you're not,
He
I
can't hear
have
you.
every right to say,
He
well,
still
you know
got something
what?
to say.
I don't think I want to wait for you to get there.
Facts.
The pussy's
Maybe we
still
should just
working
be
on the
friends.
Facts.
and
And it's cool with being friends, I guess. As long as we don't have sex first. I can't be friends with you after we have sex. I'm
Like,
sorry.
Shut up.
I'm
Is that
being
not
dead
a
ass
we
serious.
already had this
reasonable-
conversation.
I'm
I
being dead
could.
ass serious.
Is that not reasonable? Like, I don't understand your perspective.
I look. I'm not.
No, because
Nah,
you're right, and
you-
he
I
understands
feel
that
like
you're
you
right,
was
so
about
he
to
doesn't have
rebut
anything to
and
say.
come in with
No,
something
look.
different.
You know what? I may have came off this conversation aggressively off the gates.
Word.
So I'm just trying to understand where my fellow sisters are coming from.
Facts.
Whether I agree or disagree,
Facts.
the most important thing is
Understanding.
understanding and
Facts.
respecting that they have their feelings too. And like you
Yes.
said, your feelings deserve to be
Acknowledged.
respected.
Yes.
Acknowledged and respected, as well as yours. Whether I agree with it or not doesn't matter, but I understand where you're coming from,
Facts.
and that's the most important thing.
And by you
I
understanding,
like that.
you understanding who also you can deal with and who you can't deal with. That's what this whole episode
Preacher,
has been
Bobby.
about. And I mean, so from now on, I want each one of you guys, before we cut off, is because it's been like a bunch of back and forth. Each one of you guys individually give an advice for whoever is out there dealing with that person or that situation or is falling in love with the sex. I need an advice, a concrete, firm advice, so people can practice and carry on their day-to-day lives. So, Brittany, you first. You can even speak for the women. Speak for the women.
Okay. Some advice that I could give. This is hard.
From personal experience. All right, better question. So, like, from somebody that's currently dealing with a fuckboy, there's let a bunch of shit going, like, pass by. He's been doing a lot of shit. What advice can you give her in order for her, like, to pull the cards and, like...
Honestly, she said it already. You have to hit a breaking point.
Right.
And once you hit your breaking point, it becomes easier.
Right.
And all the shit that you were okay with before, like, you realize, why were you even okay with that? And then you got to really work on yourself. And you got to build yourself back up, because I can only speak for myself. I feel like I hold on to the fuckboy as like a crutch, kind of, like, because it's what I'm used to. Like, why
Word.
try to heal myself
Word.
when I can just do what's easy? Do you know what I'm saying?
Word.
Damn, too quick.
Sorry.
Word.
But that would be the advice that I give. Like, work on yourself,
Word.
hold yourself accountable. Don't put the blame on everyone else, because you've allowed this to happen.
Word.
So once you understand what you've done wrong, move different.
Word. Sir, your turn. We're going down the line.
Oh, we're going down. Okay.
We're going down the line.
Know your worth. Honestly, nothing more. Just know your worth.
Hey, brother.
Like
Yeah,
that.
you know what I mean?
I like that.
Keep it simple. Know your worth. It goes back to what I said. You'll take only what you can tolerate, and these females, they're ruthless, man. So you got to know your worth at all costs. Don't get caught in the web. You know what I'm saying? What's that Gucci line again? What's that Gucci?
Am I in love with my girl, or am I in love with her body?
You know what I mean? These bodies are deceiving, man. You know what I mean? And, a lot of times you're not even wrapping up. So You know, like you gave up that analogy.
That's what I'm saying.
Hey, don't get him started.
Stop.
You know, you said it like
analogy is dead.
you ain't got no shield, so you falling in love with you falling in love with the trap. So, to all my brothers out there, and sisters, know your worth,
Word.
Oh, but in all seriousness, male or female across the board, you tolerate only what you can tolerate.
Facts.
It's up to you whether to continue or not.
Facts.
It's your value is self-placed.
Facts.
So however way you're treated is what you allow.
Facts.
So.
Facts. Akil, what you got for the people? Brother
Akil.
The preacher.
Nah, I would say know where you want to go and carry out that process with conviction and don't waver from it.
Okay.
Because you, as we spoke about here, we have different. Oscar said we got different times. Times is different, but only you know your time and know what you're getting into. With said person, said guy, female, whatever it is, know what you're getting into, but don't waver from your own convictions.
I can dig that.
Time.
Alexis.
Time is good.
One time.
Go ahead, Alexis.
Let it know.
I would say.
What would you say?
What would you say?
As she
Keep
laughs.
that line of communication open.
Word.
Keep that honesty present.
Word.
Keep that just keep it open. Because without honesty and without that communication, you're leaving yourself open to a lot of just bullshit.
Word.
And time wasted, potentially. Word. So, yeah.
I can dig that. All right. I mean, we may have not found a solution.
Bobby.
Oh, okay. Go ahead.
What's your advice, brother?
My advice has been clear since day one. My advice is just know yourself. So, self-accountability, know yourself, be self-aware. As long as you know yourself, you know what you're dealing with. So, like, you can weave out whoever the person may be. I mean, like, sometimes you may get tricked, whatever. You may even be, like, too deep. But have a good circle around you. Have good people around you that can, like, be like, yo, like, watch out for these signs. Yeah. Pay attention to this. Like, sometimes people think they got all the answers, and you don't. You need help. You need your friends. You need your people. Like, let them know what you're getting yourself into, especially if you're dealing with an in-shape person. Let them know, and maybe your peers can help you out. So, like, don't be too, like, shy to share it. But one thing that I will say, and this is my advice, and I pray that everybody carry this on. Stop pointing the finger. It's on you.
Accountability.
It's on you. And, yeah, that was it. I mean, thank you for you guys. A lot of energy. This is a platform. This is your show. And you know what? I'm out. You guys can have it. Go ahead.
All right, guys. So my Instagram is Body by Bree. BODIEDBYBRI_. And also, before I check out, I just wanted to let you guys know about my charity. It's called Change a Life. We started out feeding 39 people. Last year, we fed 263 people. It is our 4th year anniversary this Christmas Eve, and I am trying to feed 400 people twice. So that means 800 meals, y'all, and we are going to do it. So if you're interested in taking part in anything having to do with that, let me know on Instagram, the one that I just dropped, or hit up Mr. Jiggy himself.
Well, due to circumstances, I've decided to remove myself from social media. The overwhelming attack from I'm not gonna list any genders, but the overwhelming attack has caused me to.
You got hit up like that?
It's caused me to temporary steer away.
Random man's away.
Even the business, we're not even going to talk about the business because, due to that. So,
it's tough.
Yeah, it's very tough. But the business is the_ace_lifestyle. Let me know about the charity. I would love, for us to do whatever we can to help.
Absolutely. Thank you.
We love and support our women. We still call it spade a spade, but we love and support our women. But,
Smart as I'm cheering you on. I can't stand you.
You already got my tags. Episode 2, go check it out. Episode 1, go check it out. Stay tuned. More to come from the Jiggy Show. Holla at you.
Bob, it's been a pleasure. Thanks for having me back. Yeah, y'all already got mine too, but it's Alexis_Dominique. And we out.
Bye.
Spilled my
drink.
I just heard a damn. As soon as
the drink, the light came and I was like.
Is this thing on?